Mobile water. Mobile water. Unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi
News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. It's also live on all affiliates across the country and around the world. We are live on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia expected at the Iyoko headquarters in Accra in a bid to secure the 50 million cedis bail bond for Chairman Wontumi as he spent another night in Iyoko custody.
Well, it's not only His Excellency Alaji Dr. Bawumia, but every senior party person. I mean, we are all involved trying to see what we can do.
Also coming up, former board chair of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Amayo Ekumfi, denies allegations brought against him in the failed $2.3 billion SkyTrain project. Still ahead, government set to release monies for payment of first quarter District Assembly's Common Fund.
The Minister of Finance is about to release the first quarter of the District Assembly's Common Fund. And as I said, 80% of the money accruing in the fund is going to go directly to the regions.
And later, Ministry of Sports and Recreation settles all outstanding salary arrears owed current and former Black Stars coaches since 2020. All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live on all affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. In the Western region, we are listening to us on Beach FM 105.5 and Premier FM 100.5, both in Takrady. Bono region, J Life FM 95.5 in Sunyani. Ashanti region, we are live on Focus FM 94.3 on KNUST campus in Kumasi. Orange FM 107.9 also in Kumasi. Volta region, we are live on Revival FM 99.3 in Tajewu. Northern region, Radio Bimbila 91.9 in Bimbila. Upper West, we are live on Tonsong FM 97.3 in Wa and Japa FM 96.1 in Japa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has announced that the government is set to release the first quarter of the District Assembly's Common Fund. This follows criticism from the minority who accused the Finance Minister of intentionally withholding funds from key government institutions despite clear legal obligations and the availability of resources nearly 6 months into the new administration. Speaking during his thank you tour of the Bono East region, the president warned that failure on the part of metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives to effectively utilize the allocated resources could result in their dismissal.
The Minister of Finance is about to release the first quarter of the District Assembly's Common Fund. And as I said, and the Minister said, 80% of the money accruing in the fund is going to go directly to the regions for you to decide how to use it. So MMDCs, you have no excuse. You are going to get your full money. We're sending you the guidelines. Cabinet approved it at the last cabinet meeting to show you how the money has to be disbursed. And we're going to use it as your key performance indicators. Every year, we will see what you've done with the District Assembly's Common Fund, and based on that, we'll decide whether you stay or you go.
You heard the President, John Dramani Mahama, who is expected to continue his thank you tour of the Bono region later today. Let's go on the phone lines and speak to our presidential correspondent, Akosia Ochre, for more. Akosia, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. What is the itinerary of the president today in the Bono region? Apologies for that. We lost my colleague Akosia Oche, who is the presidential correspondent. This is still the Citi Prime News. Now, President Mahama has announced that the government is set to release funds for payment of the first quarter monies to the District Assembly's Common Fund. He mentioned this in the Bono East region, where he told yesterday. Today, he is expected to be in the Bono region. We are joined on the phone lines again by my colleague Akosia Ochi. Akosia, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. If you can hear me, what's the itinerary for the president today?
Well, the president is expected in the Bono region today at about 3 p.m. The tour will begin with traditional leaders and, of course, authorities within the Bono region welcoming the president and the government officials to another thank you tour where he is expected to talk about key issues bothering the region. Yesterday, we know that the president made key announcements, including monies that would be disbursed to the District Assembly's Common Fund, as well as key projects that would be undertaken by this government. He talked about major roads, including the Techiman Road and roads leading to the Kumasi Highway. He has given firm assurances that once the finance minister begins pumping money into the system, allocations have already been made, and so developments will start. We know that key projects such as the E-blocks that began in the previous NDC administration were uncompleted, and the president has also given key assurances that those E-blocks will be completed under his tenure. And so for Bono region today, we expect the president to also talk about his plans for education, the health sector within the region, as well as key infrastructure. He would also be touching on key national issues, just as he did yesterday, where he talked about the economy, where he said the economy was bouncing back with investor confidence returning, as well as the Citi appreciation. And so, however, for today, that will be the itinerary for the president.
Very well, grateful for your time. Akosia Ochre is our presidential correspondent. Away from that, the Ghana Statistical Service, through the maiden edition of its governance series reports, is highlighting widespread public concerns over corruption, exclusion from decision-making and limited trust in public institutions. The nationwide survey conducted between January 2 and January 20 this year captures the governance-related experiences of Ghanaians for the 2024 calendar year. Here, excerpt of the report read by Samuel Akom.
The report reveals that more than 1 in 6 persons, 18.4%, who interacted with public officials in 2024 admitted to giving gifts, predominantly cash, to access services. Money accounted for 85.2% of the items given to public officials, distantly followed by food, drinks, or animals at 9.0%, the report notes. Urban dwellers 64.3% and males 68.3% were more likely to have had contact with public officials than their rural 35.7% and female 31.7% counterparts. Of concern is the fact that persons with physical or sight difficulties reported higher rates of bribery, suggesting vulnerable populations bear a disproportionate burden in navigating public institutions. Despite widespread corruption, only 15% of respondents who gave gifts reported the incident to an anti-corruption body. The report laments this silence, suggesting a crisis of accountability. A majority, 85.5% of respondents, did not report giving gifts to an official or non-official anti-corruption institution, it states. Beyond that, public perception of government responsiveness, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, is bleak. The report states that 72.4% of respondents believe decision makers do not listen or act on their views of concern. This view is most pronounced among young adults aged 18 to 24 and persons with disabilities, reinforcing fears of marginalization. In the foreword of the report, government statistician Dr. Alassane Idrisu framed it as a roadmap for reform. He emphasized that the biannual nature of the survey will enable Ghana Statistical Service to track progress over time and offer empirical analysis to understand the challenges and opportunities related to the population's experiences and perceptions of governance.
Those were excerpts of the maiden edition of Governance Series Report by the Ghana Statistical Service, read by my colleague Samuel Akom. Now, Citi news sources have confirmed that former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is leading effort to secure bail for Bernard Enchi Boisiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP has been in the custody of the Economic and Organised Crime Office since Tuesday. The Office of the Attorney General has indicated that Chairman Wontumi is being investigated for fraud, causing financial loss to the state and money laundering. Although he was granted bail of 50 million cedis with 2 sureties on Wednesday, he has not been able to meet the bail conditions. His continued detention has sparked a boycott in Parliament and protests by minority MPs who say the bail terms are excessive and politically motivated. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Divine Agohom, has been speaking to Citi News about the situation.
Well, it's not only His Excellency Alaji Dr. Bawumia, but every senior party person. I mean, we are all involved trying to see what we can do. First of all, we are hoping that the ECO itself, will be able to, vary the condition and then make it a bit more, lenient for us to meet. If that is not the case, my understanding is that the council is considering, legal avenues to, vary the condition. If all that fails, then we can't allow our, chairman to be there. So we'll have to, pool resources and see what we can do to, get him out of the place. So yes, not only His Excellency the former president, but all other leading members, including our caucus in Parliament, the National Party leadership, they are all involved trying to find solutions.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Divine Agohom. Let's go live to the Yoko head office here in Accra and speak to my colleague Charles Owusukumi. Charles, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time again. Now, this is day 4 of Chairman Wontumi being in the custody of Iyoko. What's the current situation where you are?
Well, you're right. 4 days since Chairman Wontumi has been in Iyoko custody. We're told by the Deputy Attorney General that he is under investigation for some crimes relating to fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. On Wednesday, he was granted a 50 million cedi bill. And it's been a bit difficult for his legal team to be able to meet the bail conditions. As of last night, they had secured 1 surety. The bill comes with 2 sureties. And so it had become a bit difficult. And we know that yesterday the minority in Parliament, they boycotted proceedings midway through parliamentary proceedings. They boycotted and subsequently held a protest in front of the Yoko, where they were seated on the bare floor and expressing their discontent with the bill conditions. They say the 50 million is a bit on the high and is politically motivated, orchestrated to keep Chairman Wontumi in Yoko's custody. Now, today, what we are picking is that the leadership of the NPP, including former Vice President and 2024 flag bearer for the party, Dr. Bawumia, is leading an arrangement to ensure that Chairman Wontumi does not spend another night in Yoko's custody. So they're seeking to perfect the bill. Whether the Yoko vary the terms of the bill conditions or not, they are hoping that by close of day today, they will be able to get him out. About 15 minutes ago, I spoke to Wuntumi's lawyer and Kubi, who tells me that Wontumi is currently at the hospital. You know that since his arrest on Tuesday, he's been in and out of the hospital. We're told that Chairman Wontumi hasn't been well for some time now. This morning, his lawyer says he's still at the hospital. He has not been brought to the Yoko headquarters yet. So the latest is that the bail conditions, which have become difficult for Winsome to meet, the NPP leadership, led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, are working around the clock to ensure they get the second surety and all the other conditions that are to be able to meet Chairman Winsome's bill.
Very well, grateful for your time. We'll come back to you subsequently when you have more from the Iyoko head office here in Accra. Meanwhile, some residents of the Bosomuchi constituency, which happens to be the home constituency of Chairman Winsome, are calling for his release, urging authorities to conduct investigations without intimidation or harassment. Now, according to the resident, Chairman Winsome, who once served as their constituency chairman, is known for his cooperative nature and will willingly comply with any investigation processes if granted bail.
I'm very, very disappointed in the sense that Iyoko has the mandate to investigate. After their investigation, they send them everything to the Attorney General to prosecute the person. So you charge the person and then you prosecute him. You don't keep him for 3 days. It is not their right. It is not in their constitution. They have no right to keep someone for more than 72 hours, and it's something. It's very sad in this our country. It's very sad. If this is where we are taking our politics to, it's not going to help us. I'm telling you, it's not going to help us.
Say kasa twitwe bi a yewura ntumi kan yenti ene ye de sansem bi ta no e de na kwa mesre yewura John Dramani mama yesre ne pa na dawroma.
We are calling on President Mahama to intervene in this matter before it gets out of hand.
Ya papa no ene yehu se eniema bi nkoyi ene adan ye ho ne ye de sa tumi na ye de ama no enti se ne ye de tumi na ma no a on hwe de ebire bi etwa mu so.
Those were some residents of Bosomuchi in the Ashanti region speaking about the arrest and continuous detention of Bernard Enchi Boisiako, popularly known as Chairman Winsome. Now, former board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Amayo Ekumfi, has denied allegations brought against him in the SkyTrain project. In a statement, the former education minister described the case as an opportunity to vindicate himself through due process. Professor Christopher Amayo Ekumfi is among former officials facing prosecution over the controversial $2 million SkyTrain project, an urban transport initiative launched under the previous NPP administration. Prosecutors alleged financial mismanagement and irregularities during the project's preliminary phases. While refraining from commenting on the substantive details of the case, Professor Amayo Ekumfi said the support he has received since the news broke has fortified his resolve. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still to come, Ministry of Sports and Recreation settles all outstanding salary arrears, old, current and former Black Stars coaches. We have details coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel One TV invites you to exhibit at Agrifair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. Agrifair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Agrifair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The Agrifair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, education think tank Africa Education Watch is renewing calls for the reintroduction of corporal punishment in senior high schools to curb rising student indiscipline. Concerns have intensified following recent violent clashes among students, some of whom were seen wielding weapons, including machetes and pistols. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, senior education advisor at the think tank, Dr. Peter Atafa, said corporal punishment should serve as a corrective measure, not a means of inflicting pain on students.
Teachers should not say that we shouldn't cane the student. Corporal punishments have been eradicated from the system, and therefore we care less. They say we shouldn't punish students. This is what most teachers are saying, that now we are not supposed to punish students, so we also look on. No. Also does not mean that teachers should also maltreat these children. I mean, indiscipline is not using the cane alone, especially those in the basic schools. Indiscipline is not alone using the cane. You have to punish students. The punishment must be such that it must be corrective. It must correct the wrongs of the students.
Dr. Atafwa further suggested that specific misconduct and their corresponding punishment be published in student handbooks as a constant reminder for students to act responsibly.
In the senior high schools in particular, they have students' handouts, and most of these things are written in them. Not every school has the means to publish or print out these students' handouts where we have these rules and regulations and their corresponding punishments as inside those books. And even if it is there, students do not like reading, they may not even reach. So we have to find the ways and means of getting it into the subconscious of the students. When it is written there, at least if not 100%, it will in some way impinge on their minds and they may refrain from doing such acts. They learn from home and they take them to school. And therefore, we will ask parents to behave well while their wards are at home.
Senior Education Advisor at Education Think Tank Africa Education Watch, Dr. Peter Atafwa. The Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC has invited striking members of the Ghana Association of University Administrators at the University for Development Studies to a meeting next week. The administrators are protesting GTEC's decision to halt the payment of office holding allowances to members serving in management and leadership positions at the university. President of the association at UDS, Dr. Stephanie Adongo, told Citi News that the association's leadership will meet to determine their next line of action based on the outcome of the meeting.
We have not received any positive response in connection with the restoration of the allowances, but we have received a letter from GTEC inviting us for a meeting on the 3rd of June 2025. We have also received sermons from National Labour Commission to appear before it for a discussion. Though National Labour Commission has requested that we should call off the strike, but we are also looking at the content of the letter that GTech wrote to us, informing us that they will restore it and also have stakeholder engagement with us. So we are still seeing loopholes in that letter. For now, we have not called off the strike. We are still on. The executive, we are meeting with management and to take a decision as to whether to call off the strike or suspend it, maybe from Monday going.
Dr. Stephanie Adongo is president of the Ghana Association of University Administrators at the University for Development Studies. Sources within the Electoral Commission say a series of meetings have been held with the Ghana Police Service as parts of effort to finalize decisions on the Ablekuma North constituency. Now, the constituency has been without a member of parliament since the start of the 9th parliament following disagreement over the collation of results. Tensions remain high, with the NDC calling for a rerun of the election, while the NPP is demanding a declaration based on the December 7, 2024 result. Citi news sources indicate that a final meeting is scheduled for next week to conclude on the modalities to ensure the constituency gets representation in Parliament. The Ministry of Sport and Recreation has settled all outstanding salary arrears owed to current and former Black Star coaches, resolving a financial obligation pending since 2020. Now, the settlement followed a comprehensive audit and coordination effort led by the sector minister Kofi Adams. We'll bring you that particular insert shortly, but let's move away from that. And a group of unpaid local government staff has announced plans to engage the newly appointed head of the local government service, Professor Lord Kweku Mensah, over their 18-month salary arrears. The group had earlier petitioned key ministries demanding the release of their outstanding salaries and was assured by government that the matter would be addressed by May. However, they say no feedback has been received since that assurance. Speaking to Citi News, one of the group's leaders who spoke on condition of anonymity said their next line of action will depend on the outcome of their meeting with the new head.
Well, our issue, madam, they haven't done anything about it. The last time we went there, they promised us that they will sort some of us out. They took our document by me, but they didn't do anything about it. What we know is that the only person who can help us is the head of state government, Professor Mensah. We are trying how we can engage. We are making plans. We will be going there with a delegation by hopefully next week. We'll just go and meet him and let him know what we are going through, how long we have been working without payment. So whatever he will tell us, that will clear our time.
We had one of the leaders of a group of unpaid local government staff who spoke to Citi News on condition of anonymity. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM stories. We've been bringing you this. Former Vice President Dr. Baumia expected at the Yoko headquarters in Accra in a bid to secure the 50 million cedis bail bond for Chairman Wontumi as he spends another night in the custody of Iyoko. You also heard from the former board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Amayo Ekomfi, who's denying allegations brought against him in the failed $2.3 billion SkyTrain project. And government has mentioned that it is set to release monies for payment of first quarter district assemblies common fund. Now, we'll be hearing from the sports minister shortly, who has announced that the government has paid all outstanding salary arrears owed to current and former Black Stars coaches. We are live on all our partner stations across the 16 regions of the country. Western region, you heard us live on Beach FM and Premier FM, both in Takrady. Bono region, we were live on J Life FM 95.5 in Sunyani. Ashanti region, you heard us live on Focus FM 94.3 on KNUST campus in Kumasi. Orange FM 107.9 also in Kumasi. Volta region, you heard us live on Revival FM 99.3 in Tajewu Northern Region. We were live on Radio Bimbela 91.9 in Bimbela. Upper West, we were live on Tunsong FM 97.3 in Wa and Japa FM 96.1 in Japa. That'll be it for today's edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Have a great weekend.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.